Namaste. This is a life purpose guided visualization meditation. This meditation is designed to help you gain greater clarity about your life purpose. From this clarity, you can begin to align your vision and goals with your life purpose. Visual imagery has two aspects. One aspect is that things come from the unconscious, and we are going to ask the unconscious to give us some wisdom. In the holistic model, we have a higher self, an intellect, imagery, emotions, intuition, and body. So, imagery is one of the languages through which our higher self can speak to us. In one sense, all guided imagery leads to greater self awareness. But this visualization is especially useful to allow the higher self to reveal our life purpose. Let us begin. Sit up straight, comfortably, gently and softly closing your eyes and just relax. Take a few slow and deep breaths, focusing on feeling your inhalation and exhalation. For every inhale through your nose, you count up to 4 or more and exhale out through your mouth to the count of 8 or the double of whatever you inhale. You can pick whatever pace you want to do that in terms of your own rhythm. Let's do about 4 or 5 of those on your own. Just inhaling for the count of 4 and exhaling twice as long through your mouth. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Just now, allow yourself to become aware of the sensation of your back against the back of your chair, the sensation of your hips and thighs on the seat of your chair, your feet on the floor. And now, just become aware of the rise and fall of your chest and stomach as you let your breathing find its own natural rhythm. And now you find yourself standing in the middle of a very beautiful meadow, a field full of grass and beautiful wildflowers on a warm, sunny day, somewhere in the countryside. As you look around you, you can see a little breeze gently moving the top of the grass as it flows across the fields. You can see wildflowers of many colors, and as you look up into the sky, you can see that it's mostly blue with a few white puffy clouds. The sun is shining. It's warm, but not too hot. As you feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, you can hear birds singing in the distance, and you realize this is a very safe space, because as you look out into the field, in the distance, you can see a deer grazing. Unconcerned, knowing that it too is safe. Off in the distance, you can see a very tall, majestic mountain, and since you feel drawn to this mountain, you begin to slowly walk towards it. As you're walking toward the mountain, you notice some of the sights that you see. Perhaps there are other fields, homes, animals even. Whatever they might be. Perhaps you cross over a stream and you can hear the bubbling of the water over the rocks. And eventually you arrive at the foot of the mountain. You stop, and as you look down, you notice what you're standing on. It might be rocks, a roadway, a sidewalk, grass, leaves, dirt, or pine needles. Whatever it is, just notice it. And as you look up again, you hear a sound off to one side. As you look, you notice there's a magic carpet gently drifting down towards you until it lands right in front of you. You feel drawn to sit on this carpet, and as you step onto it and sit down, this carpet very gently begins to lift up and slowly fly up the side of the mountain. As it gets higher and higher, you can feel the air growing a little cooler, and you notice that you can see further and further. The higher you go, the wider your perspective. Eventually, as you approach the top of the mountain, you see there's a very beautiful and majestic temple. It is beautiful. It's a spiritual building at the top of the mountain, and this magic carpet very slowly begins to land right in front of the doorway that leads into this holy shrine. As you get up and begin to walk into the temple, you realize it's a very sacred space. So as a way of honoring that, you reach down and you take off your shoes. As you continue to enter the temple, you notice how quiet it is, how peaceful, how sacred, how silent and serene. As you enter further into the temple, you can see at the far end there's a beam of light coming down through a skylight. You can almost see little particles of dust dancing in the light. And as you find yourself drawn to this column of light, you eventually find yourself standing right in front of it. As you look up into the column of light, you begin to see floating down through the light a very wise and loving being. Floating gently down through this column of light until this being lands right in front of you. For you notice something you haven't seen before. This being of light, this wonderful wise being, is carrying a beautiful golden box, and the wise being says, "I have brought you a gift, and this gift will help you realize and understand your life's purpose." It's a symbol that represents your life purpose for you. This being reaches out, handing you this box, and as you take it, you can feel the weight, texture, and temperature of it. With a lot of anticipation, excitement, and curiosity, you begin opening the box to see what's inside. When you see the gift, you lift it out of the box and hold it in your hands. You might want to look at it from different angles, turn it around, and feel it. This wise being reminds you this gift symbolizes your life's purpose or the next step in the unfolding of that life purpose as you're able to understand it now. The wise being says, if you have any questions about this purpose, the meaning of this symbol, or anything at all related to it, you can ask me and I will answer. Then this wise and loving being says, it's time for you to go now. Take your gift with you and return to the bottom of the mountain. But before you do, this wise being offers you a warm embrace, a nurturing hug. As you receive the embrace, you can feel the love and power of this being flooding into you, filling your heart, your mind, and your body with love, joy, strength, and the power to fully live your life purpose. Then this wise being steps back and says, anytime you want me, I'll be here. Just come to the top of the mountain and enter into the temple. I will always be here to answer any questions you might have about anything at all. So knowing you can always return, you look at this wise being as it begins to slowly float back up through the column of light until you find yourself standing alone once again in the temple. And now you realize it's time to take your gift, the symbol of your life purpose, and all the awareness of what it means back with you. So you begin to leave the temple, and as you do, you stop and put on your shoes. And you find the magic carpet is waiting for you. So you step onto it and sit down. As you do, it begins to slowly and gently lift off and begin its journey back down the mountain. As you descend further and further down the mountain, you notice that as the ground comes closer, you can see quite as far as you could from the top of the mountain. Then the air starts to get a little warmer, and eventually you find yourself gently landing back where you started. As you step off the carpet, carrying your gift with you, you look down once again and notice what you're standing on. Now you become aware of your back against the back of your chair or the ground that you are lying on. And you can feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest and stomach as you breathe in and out. As you hear the music begin to fade away, you become aware of other sounds around you. And when you're ready, taking as much time as you need, you may want to stretch your arms and legs becoming aware once again of being in your body, here in the room, on your chair. When you're ready, taking as long as you need, take a big breath and on the exhalation, slowly open your eyes and gently come back into the room as we slowly bring up the lights.